Welcome to 2026, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, we are coming back. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking last time the boys took a break. Last time they had a Christmas. They didn't come back for 6 months. But this time, I promise you, on whatever remaining hair I have left on my head, we're doing it. We're coming back. We are coming back on I didn't check the calendar, so I can't tell you. But it's going to be within the first 2 months of the year. That is a Murray guarantee. But in order to do this, in order for us to come out the gate strong, in order for us to release weekly, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming back weekly. We're going to need a little bit of extra leeway time. So we're sending out the gates 3 weeks of an old episode. This one is a classic. It's one of our favorites. We talk about it a lot on the podcast, and if you haven't heard it, you're in for a treat. It involves spoiler apology.
This is Scripty Business, the made-up show of made-up movies. We have 3 episodes to make a movie out of 3 random words, but each episode, we add a random film element into the mix by spinning our dreaded Wheel of Doom. Each word, each element must carry through to the final movie pitch. It's chaos, it's risky, it's Scripty Business.
Subtle brag.
How does it end?
I see what you did there.
I'ma kill that man!
That's right, Billy!
I would also rip someone apart for that.
So I think that's quite interesting.
What now?
Let me take you on a journey.
We're just speaking to Australia and the UK now, because they're the only other 2 countries I know of, as we've established.
Jerry.
Welcome back to another arc in Scripty Business. Starting it off brand new for episode 1, our favorite type of episode, where the only thing we have to do is come up with a 3-act structure and the setting of the amazing movie that we're working on. Welsh are here, and of course, Murray is also here. How are you, mate?
I am glorious.
Ooh, I like the word. Glorious. Any particular
Yes,
reason
indeed,
why?
Just for the first time in a long time, a well-rested human being.
You're just rubbing it in because we did talk pre-show about how exhausted I am today. So that's I'm so happy for you, genuinely.
It feels nice to trade places with you for once.
Yes. Well, we have just wrapped up another arc, so it's time to start a new one, as I said in our intro. How are you feeling about coming up with a story on the spot right now out of these 3 words? I always get scared, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's like opening night for a playwright. You're always going to get a bunch of adrenaline. You're going to go out the gate and you'll finish it and be like, I don't actually know what happened.
So we're in a perpetual opening night for this podcast.
Yeah,
Never
that's
knowing
correct.
how it's going to go, what we're doing.
There's no breaks.
So we're going to set our timer up for 30 minutes and get ready with our 3 random words. As always, we have no idea what's going to happen, where we're going to go, who we're going to meet along the way. So, Murray, are you ready for me to press the button?
Oh, please, do the Lord's work.
Let's go!
I think the word you're searching for is
Inconceivable!
Serious. Choreography.
Terrifying!
predictability.
Hospitalization.
Chocolates.
It is opinion, fault, president. That's our 3 words.
Opinion fault. Sorry, as soon as you said that, all I could hear was the birds outside my window.
I'm leaving this in the cut.
So now I have to close my window.
Please do. For the purpose of recording, it's probably a good idea.
I'll hear none of it.
Anyway, opinion, fault, and president.
Opinion fault president. Okay.
Are we making a political movie? Can we go like I'm talking like Veep, Winter Soldier, not even Winter Soldier because that's action. Like House of Cards, Veep. Let's go West Wing. Let's go hard on it.
Okay. All right. This is just a side note, but I thirst for the day that you and I have ideas that align. I think almost every time we've done this, I'll be like, let's go serious. Let's be like political. And you'll be like, I want a comedy. And then you're like, we're going serious. We're going political. And I'm like, this would make a really good comedy.
Well, hang on. Let's talk that through. What is your thoughts how this would make a good comedy?
I don't know. I don't think it's an intentional comedy. I think it's like a thing that takes itself way too seriously and ultimately ends up becoming comedic.
Okay.
Kind of like, I don't know if you've ever played Resident Evil 4. They're just so no, not specifically 4, but they are just so over the top and ludicrous that they are quite funny, although they do not intend to be.
Okay, no, we can work with that. But so, do you want it to be like that campy sort of schlocky level, or more like, again, like Veep, Utopia, those sort of shows where they have like they're actually dealing with real political stuff, but they're very humorous about it. Or like The Thick of It, for example, which is a fantastic comedy. Capaldi is a god in that show. I love it. But it's quite like they're doing serious topics. It's just the way that they handle it. So is that a potential where we're going?
I think this is like crowning in your brain. I think you should set the sails.
Okay. All right. So let's go with, we're doing this like a serious thing. If we're using the word president, I know there are other countries that have a president. Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm not an idiot, listeners. However, for the sake of not offending anybody out there, let's just go with the United States, because that is 100%.
This is Welsh announcing on podcast that he does not understand other countries outside of like the Western collective.
The big three. Yeah, the big three.
The big three. Oh my god.
Which is Wales, Australia, and America. And I could not tell you the political structure of Wales or the United Kingdom, so don't get me started. Anyway, United States, the President of the United States. How about for this comedic sense,
It's
what
the
if
same
he's
political structure as ours, dude.
No, but we've got a prime minister. We don't have a president.
They have a prime minister.
America.
England has a prime minister.
Oh, it's already England now, yeah. Yeah, okay, but there's like a House of Commons and whatever, and there's
We have that too.
Well, they've got a
We
different.
have a Senate
I
and
don't know.
the Lord of the House of Lords, is it? Lord of Representatives, House of Representatives. There it is.
And this was another seminar on politics by Professor Murray. Perfectly inserted there. No. So what about the president has done something? What about if it's like a bit of a faux pas? What if we're dealing with, you know how like Obama was a bit of an everyman president? Like he was pretty chill, like he spoke to people on the level, he was a nice guy. What if we've got a similar sort of person in the power of president in the States, and he's done something or said something which has sort of sparked opinions in the public this way and that. So maybe it's like a huge debate going on around him because he did something really benign.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I
think
when you say Obama, you're right. Like, I think Obama's fatal mistake was trying to improve America. And that's why people ended up not liking him. Because he was like, what if we had affordable healthcare? And the people who capitalize on that were like, no. What do you mean I can't make billions of dollars off of extorting Americans anymore? No. So I think it's something like that. And it would be something like socialistic by nature, whether it is something like a welfare system. I don't know what their welfare system is like, but I can't imagine it's as good as ours. Subtle brag. Not so subtle brag. Or like whether it is something like a healthcare, a universal healthcare system, or something along those lines.
I think it should be so much smaller though.
You think it's a small issue,
dude? Like, I mean, like, he walked his dog with a pink lead, and it's a boy dog. Something. No, that's probably too on the nose for how the American public get with things like that. I don't know.
They do get weird about that kind of stuff. But what if it was both, right? Like, what if the big game stuff that he was trying to do was something like healthcare or a welfare system or stricter gun laws or something that is like, really contentious in the States, and what kicks off this whole thing is that he does this really arbitrary thing, like walking his dog and not picking up the poo or something, and somebody catches it on film or something like that. And that's what explodes this like huge debate of this person, like someone doing something human, and we're all naturally fallible, and they just do something that is naturally fallible because they're trying to juggle a million different things. And the public rip him apart for it, and that's what it becomes. It becomes the vehicle for the assault.
I would also rip someone apart for that. As a dog owner, you pick up their shit. You do not.
Absolutely. Look, that was just the first thing that came up.
Okay, good. Just to make sure we're not going with dog shit, because that's a dog shit idea. But I hear you. It's almost like who was there was a prime minister. There was a political person that drank a pint incorrectly in like Ireland or something. I think it was one of our Aussie people went overseas and they had a Guinness, but they poured a Guinness really badly. And Prince Harry's just done this as well, or Prince William, whichever the balding guy is, because he visited the Wrexham club and he tried to pour a pint behind the bar to be like, oh yes, jolly good, let's pour us a pint. And he just poured straight foam, like nothing. There's nothing in the pint. It's humiliating. What if it's something like that? Because that's actually like pissed people off. That he got behind the bar and poured a pint, and it's
very Japanese.
But what if it's like that? Like he's trying to be himself and trying to relate to people, and he's just done this like stupid little teeny tiny faux pas that everyone's like, wait, he's not an everyman. He's above us. And then, problems ensue.
Yeah, it's not the same, but it reminds me of the time. God, and I don't remember any of their names. It was one of the Jenners.
Okay.
Someone will remember.
I know the family.
I vaguely know the family. One of the daughters tries to cut a cucumber, and she does it like backwards and upside down.
Just gotta chop up some cucumber.
It's like one of the most uncomfortable things I think I've ever seen in my entire life. It's also like something that screams privilege as well, which is very interesting.
Don't cucumbers have seeds?
Okay, so he the fault part here. Are we going with him being at fault for something, or what? How are we going to utilize that word in it? Because I think president opinion, we've got this everyman president that now opinions are torn and it's causing all sorts of issues for his campaign and people want him out because of something benign and tiny. Where is the fault in this? What are we doing with that?
I think it's something that we have to try and find something that is like American by nature, something culturally American that he does. And then is blamed for doing incorrectly because he grew up in America and he should know. So it's like, but it's only a very minor faux pas.
What about like he has to sing the national anthem, but he doesn't realize he's gonna have to, and he's one of those people that's never actually learned the lyrics. He just opens his mouth and moves it. So we almost have him like. Because that's a pretty relatable thing. Like, I couldn't tell you the second verse of Advanced Australia Fair. I can barely do the Welsh national anthem because it's in a different language, and it's very hard to do.
Though.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, but that he's like an everyman. He's a Joe Blogs, whatever, and he's never really needed to do that. He's been in a crowd. He's been on a team. He's been in.
Do they sing though? I don't know if they sing. I know they stand with their hand on their heart.
Or maybe this is why he wasn't expecting it. Maybe it gets thrust upon him like opening a baseball game or Super Bowl or whatever, and they're like, "All right, Mr. President, if you take the microphone," he's like, "I'm sorry, what? What now?" And then like he has to just fumble his way through. And I think that'd be fun if it's like a really publicized event as well, because everybody in the country and around the world would see that. And then you'd have like a real thing of people like, who gives a shit if he doesn't know the lyrics to the anthem? Like, who really does? And then you've got those really patriotic people being like, I'm gonna kill that man! Storming the Capitol because he doesn't know the words. People like holding up signs outside the White House with just the lyrics, you know, or the
it's kind of funny. Okay, yeah, I like it. I want to unpack why this happens though. Because it is a bit of a curious and weird thing to just suddenly be like, "Hey, Mr. President, can you sing this thing?" And like nobody in his staff caught it. Like he has people in his staff whose their sole job is to organize his calendar and like prepare him for public facing events and stuff. So I'm curious as to why this wasn't caught. Like, was this a play by somebody else? Was this like a political intrigue thing? Was this like a plant that somebody like snuck their way in specifically to embarrass him because they knew that this particular campaign was coming up that was going to have not detrimental, but substantial fundamental changes to like American law, like core ideological law.
Sabotage. So yeah, 100%. There's sabotage. So we've got political sabotage. That's a pretty serious concept. And potentially our presidential candidate, our president in this, that's the only like humor in there, or the only like he's the fall guy essentially for the jokes and the comedy, and like everything else around him is like a
it's very serious.
Straight.
I'm moving more towards something more serious in my mind now, kind of more like a dark dramedy, I guess.
Okay, what about or
more like I'm leaning more drama way now.
Okay, so I think not knowing the lyrics to the anthem, maybe it needs to be a little bit more malicious than that then. Maybe we don't go the benign way and we go, he's being framed for having an affair, or...
No, I think this is really interesting. I think seriously critically examining a banal incident is like horrifying, right? Because we do it to celebrities all the time to be like, oh my god, like they
can't cut a cucumber.
Can't cut a cucumber, which is an insane thing to do. But yes, I'm doing it right now. We have these really strong parasocial relationships where some people will be like, oh my god, like this person got old and now like I don't relate to them anymore. And it's like, but you relate to the old people in your life. It's like, no, but they're a celebrity. They're like something, they're other. They're like something else that like lives above us that we, they can't afford to have any kind of humanity. So you put on 5 kilos, get her out of here. I don't want anything to do with her anymore. Like
that's not my
sex idol anymore. Like what is, get out of here. But like in your real life, you wouldn't have those same, to the same extremes.
Standards. Yeah. I hear. Okay. All right, cool. I dig this. I think this is going to be a really different story from us.
It's going to be something.
It's going to be something for sure. I mean, I guess the thing that we really need to... one solid thing to think about in this, right, which we haven't come up with yet, which might help us, Murray, and I have to say, I think that this might even be a big question.
Oh.
Why are we here? Does God exist? What is the meaning of life? This is another big question. One of the questions that we haven't thought about, which might assist us with what's happening, what the problem is, what the thing he does that's so divisive and puts him at fault. What time period are we setting this movie in? That's the big question.
I see, very good.
Because we can go hard with this.
Actually think it's a modern day film.
Okay.
I think because I think you like. I think setting this post Trump.
I don't throw babies out, believe me.
Makes it really interesting in my mind, because you went like you had the Obama era. Where there was this like contentious political change, and then you went to this extreme where they voted a celebrity in.
They say I have the most loyal people. Did you ever see that?
Their like presidency, which is like they're like polar opposites, right? Like someone who's been like garnered from a very young age to make deep, impactful political change to like a celebrity using, obviously.
Yeah. Then Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe's in next.
Right. Sorry, I forgot about their most recent president.
Don't sleep on him.
But I tell you what, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to bed.
So I think that's quite interesting. Actually, I've got an alternative to you. I think it is either set after all of that happens, because it's like a really interesting chance to kind of examine the world that we live in now. Or it's like an Obama replacement. It's like the president during that period, like 2007.
I'm going to make the call here, right? It's set now. So it's after Sleepy Joe, it's after Trump, it's after Obama. We've had 2 older, rich white dudes come in and screw it all. Like, in my opinion, not do a good job. I'm just saying that. So maybe
Look, I'm not holding my opinion back. We've lost many viewers already. We had some viewers in America. They're gone.
They're gone. We're just speaking to Australia and the UK now because they're the only other 2 countries I know of, as we've established. But. So, my
to
thing
all of our viewers who don't live in those countries, listeners,
listeners,
I am deeply sorry. Where Welsh is not.
I think that it sets the scene perfectly for a younger, more down-to-earth, average Joe candidate to be nominated for president. So I'm going to say, yeah, it's current day. It's after the shit show that we've had. And it's a young, average dude. Let's lock it in.
Okay. Yes. Dude or lady?
Ooh, Murray, do you know what that sounds like to me?
A big question?
Big question. Let's go lady.
No,
Let's go
right,
lady.
right.
Because the public
Yeah,
might judge her
'cause-
harder because she's a lady.
Exactly. And
Perfect.
secondarily to that, as the listeners would have known, we are Australians, right? So we get to examine our own history when, in my opinion, one of our best presidents was absolutely best prime ministers, hello brain, best prime ministers was cut short when we had Julia Gillard coming in on the back of the Rudd.
I will take your word for it because I am, you are, we are Australian.
I see what you did there.
It's time for another Soul Hole quiz. You're here with Welsh and Murray as we've decided that we potentially don't know shit all about geography collectively. I've been getting mocked so far this episode, but it turns out Murray also doesn't know much. How are you feeling, Murray, if we're going to do a geography quiz together?
I'm feeling overly confident based on absolutely nothing. So I feel like most sports players in the world right now.
And for the record, listeners, we don't know the answers. This is multiple choice. We'll find the answers as we go. This is a quiz from a weekly children's comic book in the UK that I actually grew up reading. One of those 3 countries that I know exists, Murray, the UK.
And it's not even a country. So we're off to an amazing start.
Number 1. Which continent are guinea pigs from? South America, North America, Europe, or Asia? South America, right?
It's got to be South America.
Complete the geography fact. Australia is blank than the moon. Heavier, wider, smaller, weirder.
Look, my impulse is to say weirder than the moon because how could it not be weirder than the moon? Like, the moon is a pretty empty thing, but I feel like that's the trick answer. You know, that's the one that you, like, get the kids on.
Because it's a kids quiz. Wider, like, are they including the full, circumference of the moon, or is it just how wide it is
maybe.
flat?
I anticipate it's the diameter of Australia, or the width of Australia is wider than the diameter of the moon.
I'm good with wider.
I'm good with wider.
Yeah, let's go with wider.
Heavy is a strange thing because, like, how do you weigh just Australia?
That's a question for people that are smarter than us,
You're
my friend.
smarter than us, yeah.
Which of these countries does not have pyramids in it? Sudan, Iceland, Mexico, or Egypt? Iceland would not have pyramids.
Well, Egypt definitely does.
Correct. I'm pretty confident about that part.
And sorry, what was it? Sudan. Where is Sudan? Is that?
Why are you asking me?
I think that's Middle East. I think that's the Middle East. And what was the other?
Iceland and Mexico.
I think Mexico actually does.
I'm pretty sure it does.
Because
Wasn't that like Mayan and Aztec stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't they have? I'm pretty sure they did. So
I've pressed Iceland.
It's so Sudan, but okay, we go.
Yeah, it's Iceland now. You took too long. Oh my! I'm not the person to read this question out, but I'm gonna give it a go. What capital city is officially called Krungthep Mahanakon Amon Ratanaskosin Mathinthara Utaya Mahadilok Fop Nofarat Ratchathani Burium Udom Ratchani Wet Mahasathan Aman Pimana Watan Sathit Sakathaya Witsanukam Prasit.
Oh my god, it goes for a really long time.
And I mispronounced every one of those words. I can help us out by taking away 2 of the options. It's either...
Just give me all 4 of them.
All right. Beijing, Bangkok, New York, or Cardiff. It's not Cardiff and it's not New York because that's in Wales and United States, and I know those 2. So it's Beijing or Bangkok.
Okay.
And that is up to you.
I feel like it's Bangkok.
Done. Is that Thailand?
Maybe.
Is Bangkok Thailand? It is now.
I can tell you that Beijing is China.
Antarctica has 90% of the world's what in it? Freshwater, trees, polar bears, or pork pies? It's not trees. It could be polar bears.
It's not trees. I think it is actually polar bears.
It's not freshwater? Isn't that where everything's... Isn't all the glaciers and the frozen ice, isn't that all freshwater? Because then with global warming, when the ice caps are melting, it's causing, like, the fresh water and the salt water to...
That's also entirely possible. I will tell you this. I do know this fact. 1% of the world's water is both accessible and drinkable.
Polar bears it is.
No, I'm saying that's justification for your answer. That's too late. Okay.
It's too late.
It's like it could be fresh water because only 1% of the world's water is both accessible and drinkable.
What happened in the Sahara Desert on the 18th of February, 1979? Nothing. It snowed. George Foreman fought Muhammad Ali, or George Foreman fought Angela Lansbury.
Amazing. I'm pretty sure I've heard this one before, and I'm pretty sure it snowed.
I'm going with it snowed as well, because the other two are just ridiculous, even for a child's quiz.
All right, play us out. Oh no, it's not the end of the quiz.
Oh, we did pretty good.
Did we?
Guinea pigs are from South America. We got that one correct.
Hooray!
Australia is wider than the moon. We got that one correct.
Very good.
Iceland does not have pyramids in it. We got that one correct.
Lucky boy.
The capital city called that 32nd name is indeed Bangkok. We got that one correct. Antarctica has 90% of the world's fresh water in it.
There it is.
We got it correct, but we put polar bears, so we got it wrong. But that's okay. I can live with that one. And it did indeed snow on the 18th of February 1979 in the Sahara Desert. We did pretty good as a team there. Turns out I know geography.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the Soul Hole quiz. We will see you later. Enjoy.
Okay, so we have our setting. It's current day America. It is set in the political bowels of the state capital. I'm making this up as I go because I don't know shit all about politics. We've established this. We have a young, grounded lady president, and she's done something that has split the support of the nation, and it was due to political sabotage from within. What next?
I actually think what you suggested originally was a really good idea, which is that she's an every woman, right? And she is also like an avid fan of sports, which makes her, more relatable to a particular demographic. And she like regularly attends the baseball. I think that's actually the right call because it makes her more of an every woman.
Love it.
And I think this person sneaks in somehow, and as the kind of Secret Service are going to remove her, she's like, no, just like, let him. And then they go like, oh, can you sing this thing? And she's like, oh God. Like she's trying to appeal to the everyday nature of things, being like, I'm a welcoming, loving, I accept everyone kind of thing. So she's like, rather than turfing this person out before they've said what they've had to say.
I say she just has a really shit voice because you see it all the time. Like celebrities come up doing the first pitch at a baseball game and they don't even make it across the plate. Like the throw is weak and the crowd rip them to shreds. So what if it is something like that where it's like, everyone's happy to see her and then she gets up there and just butchers, decimates it.
She can't sing. Okay, so she's like flat and sharp on a bunch of different notes.
At the same time. Yeah.
Can't do that, dude.
No, I think that's great because I think that the media would eat that up. Like I think that would be
they absolutely would. And and she technically didn't do anything wrong, and she knew all the lyrics, and she's still very patriotic, which I think is the right choice because then it's more of a opinion thing. Yeah, it's more of an opinion thing. It's more tabloidy in nature.
Yep. Okay, so the tabloids eat that shit up. How are we gonna get her into that position in the first place? Because she's pretty grounded. Would she know she's a shit singer? Like I know a lot of people who are bad singers, and they're fully aware they're bad singers.
Yeah, I think she'd be fully aware. I think she's never sung in public for a reason.
How, with the sort of structure of this film then, and like how it works, would we start with that, and then like the whole film is the fallout of that, trying to figure out why it happened?
I kind of like that. I kind of like that.
The opening scene is the baseball game. Like, that's how it starts, you know? And then it just like has her singing shit.
Okay, because I have a not so big question. That's been
I was ready
plaguing
with that
me.
button, but I won't hit it.
Okay, well, here's a big question. Why?
Big question. Yes, Murray. What's your big
Why
question?
does she accept the challenge in the first place? Why does she let this person through and ask her to sing, right? Which we can circumvent all of that if the film opens with her singing or about to sing.
It's a big question. That's big-ish. You were right. We didn't need the jingle for that.
The medium question.
Yeah, I don't think we need to. Maybe that's something that we establish like down the line in the plot.
Yeah, that's what I feel. I feel we start on the incident, right? Because then we get this really weird cold opening.
I think that's a great opening, yeah. I can see it in my mind. I
where
can
she's
genuinely
butchering
see
this
it.
song. It's almost like an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I've got something for you, Murray.
Oh my god,
if
please
you
take me on a
want.
journey.
So it opens on a baseball arena, baseball pitch, baseball stadium, that's the word. Lots of crowds and families going
America.
in. There's America. There's signage of like, you know, our first lady. Oh no, she's not the first lady. She's just the president. Yes, our president is here.
She
like,
could have a first lady though. That would be even more contentious.
I dig it. It is 2024 at the time of recording. Who knows when it gets released, this episode. But yes, there's signage everywhere that the president's there to open the game. Everybody's there all really patriotic. You've got like press and like a voiceover of like sports commentators. Like, well, Bob, it's a fantastic day for the Lord's game, or whatever they call baseball over there. Yes, and the president is here in attendance. Yeah, that's the Lord's game.
Billy. The president is here.
And everybody can't wait to see her kick off today's game.
I'm personally very excited to see what she does, and maybe if the boys spark up a little bit to pay her homage.
So this is happening. You get all these lovely shots, right? And then we have the president and like all her PAs and like all the people around her being like, we've got six minutes till start, ma'am. Blah, blah. She's like, yeah, cool, getting the makeup on. And then we have like her VP maybe sitting there. And like, are you sure you want to do this? Like, is this absolutely what you want to do? You know, like we have somebody questioning it to seed that in. And then she's like, yep, made my decision months ago. It's happening, Jerry. Leave me be. And then Jerry, the VP, sort of puts his hands up and sits back. And then she gets announced and she goes through. And again, you've got like aerial shots of it. You've got kids on people's shoulders, like waving and people cheering. And then the whole crowd goes silent. It's like, please rise for our national anthem. And then, oh, you know what? And then it just cuts to the titles. She takes a deep breath in to start singing, and then it cuts to whatever we call this movie, and then it starts off with crisis mode, like in the White House, like phones ringing and people running around, and it's like, oh my god, how did this happen? Like, blah, blah, blah. So as the viewer, you think something really tragic happened, and then over the course of however long we want to drag it out, it's revealed, no, she just sung it terribly. And that's how our movie starts.
It is something tragic. It ends her career.
Well,
I've got something for you, though, right? Which is, I was thinking about what you were saying, Dan, and you're like, oh, no, you know, like Jerry, Jerry, he
Jerry.
prefaces this thing of like, are you sure? And she's like, yes, I'm sure. Which means that she's consciously deciding to do it, and she wouldn't do that unless she was confident she could do it. So I've got two alternative timelines to present to you.
Okay.
All right.
Hit me.
On the left, we have a curvy pathway that's probably a little bit brighter and less scary, which is
pathways.
Jerry being like Jerry's suggestion. She's been preparing for this for months. Like she's gone and got singing lessons. And has prepared because she's determined to show the people she's a Every Woman, and musicality and musicals and stuff are really big in the States. Like every actor in the States learns how to sing. It's a big part of their culture. And she only butchers one note, which is like whether that's like the high note or a bit where she has to punch or like a technically quite challenging moment. She butchers that, but the rest of the song is flawless. Or it's something that completely takes her by surprise. She wasn't expecting to sing it all this day, and she butchers the whole song. I think they're the two pathways that we should look at.
I like the idea that she's been set up to fall. So I like the idea that somebody has sort of coaxed her into this. I think that makes for an interesting bit of drama in like, you told me, like you told me I could do this. Like we rehearsed, we went over it. Like that must have been it must have been the speaker interfering with the microphone. Like it wasn't me. And like maybe that's part of it, is like her accepting her part in it, but also it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for old mate Jerry the VP, who like arranged it or like tried to set all these things up. And it can be, because the people have already, it was such a hurdle for the people to accept the female president that now she can't even do the anthem to open a game.
Okay. Then
she's not suitable.
I think what is let me take you on a journey.
Oh, I love that sound.
Way before the film starts, a couple of months before the film starts, right? The political sabotage occurs then, which is a subtle call to action that she should sing at this event or show some kind of public face or some kind of public challenge that she's not enough of an every woman. She takes the bait, and then Jerry schedules in this singing, which is something that she couldn't do, right? Which is a bit of a secret of hers. And she gets the training and gets the training and gets the training and goes out and does it. And that means that it's also an examination of her own hubris. Like she could have at any point in time said, no, I don't want to do this thing. Let's spin it a different way. Have me do something else that I can actually achieve. But she's like, no, I'm the first woman president. I need to be strong. I need to show strength in the face of challenge. I'm going to do this thing. And she only butchers one note, and it destroys her entire career.
I like that. And then that is the final five as well, coming in already. Jesus Christ. Okay, so then we have to juggle this whole dynamic of, accepting a female president, having, male staff that are opposed to it, the different house leaders, there's all sorts of issues there. So I think that if we're just going with the 3-act structure real quick, we have our opening. I think we love that. Just speaking for both of us here. Love the opening. So then the whole first act, are we gonna, can we maybe lock that in as just the fallout after the event? Like it's
Definitely.
that afternoon in their offices, and it's all chaos of people you're to blame, like throwing books at people, quite literally just throwing shit and anger and tension about.
Yeah, I think we can afford to get a bit House of Cardsy here. Like we can start seeing some of the games that they're playing in the background, being like, okay, well the president's on the way out, so how do we manipulate this? Let's start dealing with what do they call them, whips and stuff, who are going to sway opinion within the houses, and we see a lot of that kind of drama and intrigue kind of spin up around the president. I know that we focus on the president, but I think we should have some machinations behind her back.
Oh god, yeah 100%. How does it, where's our midpoint? Is it the House is calling for a revote? You know what I mean? That's where the crisis point of the movie comes in, where it gets announced that senators made a call to depose her and it's being voted on. Something really
that
over
only
the
usually
top.
happens in crisis or extreme political is caught having sex in the White House or something, something much more contentious, I think would result in an impeachment or a...
What about if she's up for re-election then? So this isn't her good for the next term, her term's about to end. This was a push to re-solidify her position amongst the public, and it's completely backfired, and voting is next week.
It makes a lot more sense, and I like it, but does it rob us of some of the tension around her pushing this political change that she's like this deep change to the law.
Well, it could even be, yeah. I mean, we could still go with that. It could also be that the VP Jerry has had another offer to work for like her opposition, so he's sabotaging it from the inside to get over with the new management, as it were.
Whoa, okay. What if it was just after she was voted in?
Go on.
Well, just like, okay, so she's just won this presidency, which is like a really hard-won victory. And now she's about to, enact her plans to do a fundamental change over the course of this 4-year period that she's in office for. And this is like her kind of like setting the stage for like strength and character and whatnot, and it backfires on her. And that's, I don't know, it feels like we lose too much stakes. If she's already on the way out, most people don't get reelected. Not on the back of their term. It's not super common. So, like, it wouldn't matter that much. So I think it needs to happen at the start.
Yep, okay. Start of her term. Where's the tension coming from this? What do we call in the movie? How does it end?
Well, I think it's mostly about the fallout. I think Act 1 is like immediate fallout, and then Act 2 is like more longer term fallout and political games, and then Act 3 is like the ousting of the president, like trying to politically destroy her or whatever. Maybe you're right. Maybe they do go for the impeachment, so they're looking for like other laws or something like that they can capitalize on.
Yeah, can it end with her singing the anthem properly?
Sure.
Why not? That's the ending.
So she wins, I guess, or she's. I don't know. We can figure it out another time, another day. It is called
Home of the Brave.
This is kind of interesting, actually.
It's the last line of the anthem that she cocks up. Home of the Brave.
Home of the Brave is interesting, or Land of the Free is also interesting.
Yeah, Land of the Free comes before Home. I'm okay with either at this stage because we just ran out of time, so we've got to decide. But it's Land of the Free and the Home of the Brave. Like, that's how the thing goes. So Home of the Brave is like the absolute end of the anthem.
Yeah.
My life. We spent too long talking about political shit, and then we forgot we had to write a movie.
No, we wasted no time in that podcast. That was
I'm
perfectly
ready.
paced the entire way through.
I'm so ready for the next part. I feel like, look, all right, listeners, I'll own up. Yeah, that's a pretty loose 3-act structure and end. That we just
maybe the
whacked
loosest
on.
we've done so far.
The loosest so far. But this is the point. This is the whole point. We've got something now to flesh out in part 2. So if you want to see this actually turn into something, because right now it's not anything.
It's something.
It is. Okay, it's already something. If you want to see it turn into something more, what are they going to do, Mo?
They need to obviously come back and listen to the next part next week. Same day that we release every day. Not every day, once a week. Why did you do this to me? You can also follow me at YHurryMurray on Twitter, and you can follow Welsh at SA Welshie also on Twitter, or you can follow the podcast at
Scripty Business. We got it. We got the one. Yeah. Who would have thought?
Incredible.
Didn't have to buy it or nothing. Yes, next week coming back for part 2 where we get to flesh out characters and themes and hopefully put a little bit more effort into the overall story while we're at it. It'll help us to figure out the story more.
No, I think we should get to the end of this 3-parter with almost no plot lines.
You know what? I think that's foreshadowing because that's probably going to happen.
So that when people leave the film, they're like, what actually happened? And you're like, precisely. That's what it's like to work in government.
It's a commentary. It's a commentary on the U.S. political
That's the
system.
theme.
Yeah. Nothing
That's our
happened.
themes. That's the entire episode 2 done. That's our themes there.
I say, wait, we gotta stop. We gotta come back and do this in the next part. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for joining me, Murray. I will see you all next week.
Au revoir. This episode was edited by Luke Wilkinson Turner. The intro music was provided by Facilian Studios. The artwork was made by Justin MacArthur. This has been a Scripty Business production. Talk shit, think quick. And remember, we love you.